The Hollywood actress Blake Lively has filed a legal complaint against her It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni, alleging sexual harassment and a campaign to destroy her reputation.
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life and breaks them and ends the circle. And I hope people find it inspiring, and yet also, you know, it's a film about a heavy topic. It's about domestic violence.
Controversy can turn a promising film into Hollywood's most explosive topic overnight, and that's exactly what's happening with Justin Baldoni's adaptation of the beloved novel, It Ends With Us. At first, it seems destined for success. It has a powerhouse director, a lead actress famous for her sparkling charm, and source material that readers hold close to their hearts. Then everything changes.
I was testing for a show that ended up actually getting picked up and doing very well, and I was one of two people maybe, and then I get a call from my managers and my agent. They were both on the line, which means it's something serious. Either you got the job or there's something wrong. And they said, so you were the choice, but the network said that you're...
Friction emerges between Baldoni and his star, swirling rumors hint at comedic versus serious rewrites, and even wardrobe choices spark huge debates among fans. Just when people believe they've heard it all, an unexpected voice steps in, Baldoni's wife. By sharing her perspective, she calls Blake Lively's allegations into question and raises the stakes on a legal battle that already involves hundreds of millions of dollars. Now everyone is asking, what truly happened behind the scenes?
A lot of it's my real-life clothes or my husband's clothes or my girlfriend Gigi's clothes. I was borrowing some...
Wait, that's kind of amazing. So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which one? Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
Tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
Early on, It Ends With Us captivates the film industry. The original novel delves into love, trauma, and the power to break harmful cycles. Readers connect deeply with its emotional core, making it one of the most talked about romances in recent years. Justin Baldoni, known for his earnest storytelling style, appears to be the perfect choice to helm the adaptation. He has a history of exploring heartfelt subjects while still delivering polished visuals. Blake Lively, celebrated for her witty presence and eye for fashion, steps in as the main character. Together, they seem poised to deliver a film that both honors the novel's seriousness and carries mainstream appeal.
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles in her life.
For a while, fans are confident they'll get a movie worthy of its iconic source. But then, hushed whispers of creative turmoil begin to surface. Insiders mention disagreements over how to portray the story's tone, with some pushing for playful comedic beats and others insisting on a raw, gritty approach that matches the novel's intense themes. Before long, these whispers become public, and Lively files a formal complaint suggesting that she was sidelined in major decisions. She claims that comedic flourishes and flashy costumes materialize without her genuine input, pointing the blame at Baldoni's team for altering the heart of the script.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me.
In response, Baldoni hits back with a massive defamation suit, demanding a figure so high, nearly $400 million, that it jolts Hollywood. He maintains that Lively was not only included in the creative process, but that she drove many of the changes now under scrutiny. He promises to produce text messages, production logs, and meeting records that back him up, leaving many fans flustered by a vicious case of he said, she said.
She said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
Were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's, you know, I got snot coming out of my nose.
Amid the heated speculation, another bombshell arrives. Justin Baldoni's wife decides to speak out, and her words spark a fresh wave of debate. Typically, she's happy to remain outside the spotlight, offering her husband moral support from the sidelines. This time, however, she feels a need to step in and clarify details she believes Lively has misrepresented in court documents. According to Baldoni's wife, Lively embraced comedic rewrites from day one and showed excitement about wardrobe concepts that would give the film a stylish, contemporary look.
I'm honored, and I'm also more honored that because, what we're talking about is so important and so meaningful, that we're able to have this much anticipation, and so many people want to go see it and are talking about it. That's what I'm grateful for.
And you had a key part in bringing it to the big screen. How did this all come to be?
Well, in 2019, I read the book. I was sent the book by my book agent and friend at the time, and I was looking for films that could inspire, that were commercially viable, but also could really reach in and touch somebody's heart.
It's a direct challenge to Lively's claims of being forced into a direction she never wanted. In fact, Baldoni's wife recalls moments on set and in planning meetings where Lively is anything but hesitant. She's involved, enthusiastic, and full of suggestions. For fans who have been following the turmoil, these revelations are massive. Many already question why the film's protagonist, who faces significant financial and emotional obstacles in the novel, appears in leaked set photos wearing designer ensembles. The public wonders if such lavish styling could undercut the story's authenticity. Lively's official stance is that she pushed back against these choices only to be overridden by the production team. Baldoni's wife, however, sees it differently. She insists that some of the flashier looks originated from Lively's personal style preferences, and that the actress was keen to modernize the character's appearance in a way that resonates with current audiences. If that's true, then Lively's lawsuit might be built on shaky foundations. Legal experts point out that the real tension goes beyond mere differences in creative vision. It revolves around credibility. Did Blake Lively testify truthfully when she claimed she had no hand in comedic tweaks or glamorous costume decisions? If text threads, emails, or production notes demonstrate otherwise, the court could judge her entire statement as misleading. That's a serious threat, given that defamation suits thrive on the minutia of who said what and when. One proven inaccuracy could unravel her entire narrative. On top of that, the stakes are enormous. A $400 million lawsuit can break careers, sever relationships, and sour any chance of a smooth marketing campaign. Studios fear that such negative publicity will overshadow the film's release, tarnishing its commercial viability. Meanwhile, fans of It Ends With Us are caught in a whirlwind. Some fiercely support Lively, believing she aimed for a more sensitive portrayal and got drowned out by bigger egos. Others side with Baldoni, praising his track record for heartfelt storytelling and suspecting Lively pivoted her stance after glimpsing negative fan reaction. Online debates rage, with critics dissecting each newly leaked text or rumored behind-the-scenes conversation. Every time a production assistant or unnamed crew member shares an anecdote, social media lights up. People examine each statement under a magnifying glass, hungry for details that confirm one side or the other. Baldoni's wife adds extra fuel to these discussions by hinting that even more written evidence exists. She mentions communication logs, day-by-day script revisions, and meetings where both Baldoni and Lively allegedly agreed on comedic elements and stylized costuming. If she eventually testifies under oath, her recollections, combined with documented proof, may deal a serious blow to Lively's case. Yet skeptics argue that, as the director's spouse, she might be biased. They question whether her perspective truly reflects an objective account, or if she's stepping forward primarily to protect her husband's reputation. While the legal arguments simmer, the production itself remains in limbo. Ongoing disputes of this magnitude can cause catastrophic delays, draining funds meant for filming. If Lively's involvement in the project grows even more strained, a recast or a major rewrite could loom. Some worry that the film's emotional resonance might be lost in the shuffle. After all, It Ends With Us deals with complex issues like family trauma and personal transformation. Fans who connected with these themes fear a fiasco might reduce the story to tabloid fodder, losing the powerful message of healing the novel was celebrated for. Attorneys on both sides are still examining their options. A settlement might be the logical route for Lively if more concrete evidence emerges contradicting her claims. She could avoid a full trial and the risk of losing not just money, but a significant chunk of public goodwill. Baldoni, on the other hand, might want to push forward if he's confident that official records and personal testimonies back him up. Winning such a high-profile case could clear his name and re-establish the adaptation as a serious contender for box office success. However, there's also the risk of a protracted legal war that drags everyone's reputation through the mud. Industry watchers note that this scenario, actors and directors colliding over creative direction, is nothing new. What sets this dispute apart is the scale of the defamation lawsuit and the involvement of a previously private figure like Baldoni's wife. Her decision to go public illuminates how quickly behind-the-scenes tensions can become everyone's business. She frames her statements as a quest to correct an unfair narrative, emphasizing that Lively's original enthusiasm for comedic moments and couture wardrobes was obvious to those observing closely. In the process, she transforms from a quiet supporter to a central figure in a very public drama. The conclusion to this saga remains uncertain, and that's what keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. Either Lively is proven to have twisted the facts in her legal filings, or Baldoni and his wife are recasting innocent collaboration as evidence against her. Whichever version prevails, the stakes for It Ends With Us couldn't be higher. Some fans cling to hope that once the dust settles, the film will still honor the emotional heart of the novel, delivering the sobering but uplifting story they expect. Others fear the fiasco will overshadow any genuine artistry, reducing the film to a cautionary tale about creative clashes and the unpredictability of courtroom battles in Hollywood. For now, all eyes are on the next moves by the legal teams and the potential emergence of more behind-the-scenes documentation. If text messages come to light showing that Lively regularly championed quirky humor or pushed for designer outfits, her entire lawsuit might collapse. Alternatively, if the evidence is inconclusive or open to multiple interpretations, we may see a drawn-out courtroom spectacle that leaves the film's release date in jeopardy. In the background, readers who cherish It Ends With Us must reconcile their passion for the story with the swirl of allegations overshadowing it. However it plays out, one thing is clear: Baldoni's wife has sparked a new wave of intense scrutiny. Her revelations offer a glimpse of what might really have transpired, a set where the star was far more involved in those creative choices than she now admits. Or perhaps her own recollection has gaps and biases that will emerge under cross-examination. Either way, the controversy serves as a reminder that Hollywood magic often masks fraught negotiations and fragile alliances. Whether It Ends With Us finds its way out of this legal snarl or stumbles under the weight of conflicting narratives, the final outcome will likely make headlines for months to come. And in the end, fans can only wonder if the film will be remembered for its powerful message, or for the tumultuous battle that nearly tore it apart.